My name is James Williams Jr. and this is Kung Fu Epic number 2. Alright, so check it out. I made a video about Kanye, Donald Trump, and shit like that. I deleted it. Alright, let's be honest, I deleted it mostly out of fear that it could cause more problems for me. Lawsuit, somebody might have to do some talking and I might have to take the video down. So I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to address the video. I'm going to address a lot of shit that I talked about in the video. And let me start off with this. I had the video in front of the TV, in front of YouTube, with all the things about slavery. Alright? And I talked about how all nations and slavery was universal and things like that. And I did that. You know. I also mentioned that I'm not a fan of Kanye West. Never have been. You know, he got one song that I know, which is the only song I ever heard from him that I actually like. I've never listened to his music outside of Gold Digger. Alright? I'm not a fan of his. I ain't never been a fan of Donald Trump. Mostly because he doesn't like Native Americans. And if you watch my other video from like an hour or so ago about Elizabeth Warren having at least 1% DNA being confirmed as Native American, and how The View pointed out to the fact that now the Cherokee Nation was jumping down her shit or whatever. And I told her if she's listening to make him give that $1 million to NARF, which is the Native American Acts Rights Foundation, something like that. I don't really remember what the heck it's called, but it's a good foundation for Native Americans and stuff like that. So, I'm watching the reel right now, by the way. And I love those ladies too, especially Jeannie Mai. But anyway, the whole concept of why I deleted the video was because of the simple fact that I like to be real. I like to keep it honest, and I got a lot to say, and sometimes I'm a very blunt individual, and I also cuss a lot. Now, we as people have to understand that if you've never been under the heel of someone else's rule, if you've never had a bad day, if you've never had it rough in general, people don't give a damn. They don't. And people come out their mouth and say shit out both sides of their face, and they're either going to be hypocrites or they're going to be honest. Or, my favorite, the honest hypocrite. Because there's a lot of things that I say that's hypocritical. Because I try to see from both sides, but how can you see from both sides without being a fucking hypocrite? It's almost impossible, right? Of course it is. But here's the thing on that. What we do and what we say has positive and negative events. Kind of like in the video game Mass Effect. Every decision changes the course of the game. Alright? And in real life, it ain't much different. You know, I don't support Kanye. I think the man needs help. I don't watch the Kardashians. I've seen all of the Kardashians I need to see with sex tape. Alright? Cool. Now granted, they may be a great family. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't live in their family. I don't see them every day. Now for all the fans that are watching, hey, good for you. Alright? And the thing with, this is what happens when you live in the public eye. Alright? Now I'm trying to get into that life. Don't get me wrong. I'm damn sure trying to get into that life. I got a lot of things to say, and I think people should hear it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. You know, I may not find fame until I'm dead like my idol Bruce Lee. You just don't know. But I will say this. If you can't be honest, and if you can't be honest with yourself, or if you have to go to extremes, by saying slavery was a choice, maybe you're not as educated as you should be. And my video toned on that, on how there was white slaves, there was black slaves, and there was maybe even Native American slaves. And I know for sure that there were Chinese slaves. I can't really say much about Japan. There may have been Japanese slaves, but they were all the same ethnic background. Chinese had Chinese slaves. It's in Chinese legends of Kung Fu. There are some legends where a slave who had been beaten and chosen and all this other stuff. You have to find the legend. One of you Asian people can probably fact check and give it to me. Thank you. But there are a lot of legends and myths, and a lot of them hold to be true. But the one thing I know for sure that is not true, slavery has never been a choice. Oh, okay. Maybe like if it's in a movie where I'll be your slave so that my son or my daughter don't have to. That is possible. No. That is possible. But here in our history of America, that was not one of the scenarios ever offered to any person of African descent over in Africa when the big tribes were wiping out the little tribes and deciding, hey, you want to live? You getting on that fucking boat in chains. You want to die? You want to fight us? My tribe is this big. Your tribe is this big. Make a choice. Save your people and your life or die. That's kind of how slavery worked. But high school, grade school, and middle school, they don't teach you that shit. They teach you that 90 damn days on a slave ship and you come over in whips and chains and then you get sold off. That's only 20% of what the fuck happens. History's mysteries is no joke. History is full of mysteries. Most of them are shades of gray. We never get the true story, and we don't have a time machine where we can all sit back and not affect the timeline and go through and be like, oh, well, can we watch this? It takes a strong stomach to watch anybody suffer. Or it takes a heartless bitch to watch people suffer. Or to be the person that causes people to suffer. Either way is bad. And we should take that into consideration. Because a lot of things that have happened throughout history go undocumented. A lot of people in America, specifically America, and mostly of slave descent, have mixed children. And are mixed because their existence came through pillaging, plundering, and raping of their ancestors. I can't say that that has or has not happened in my family. Because the only family that I know genetically wise was my mother and her mother. My mother's father and all my uncles on my mom's side. You can look at our skin color and tell that we're not all black. Alright? Even though the family only accepts us as black. But we have white people in our family and we have black people in our family. And on my father's side. My grandfather on my father's side, I didn't meet till like almost 2 years before he died. He was black. My grandmother was Native American. Her mother before her was Native American. As a child, you don't see color. You see the people that you love. Not their race, not their height, none of that shit. You see the people that you love. Oh, this is my grandmother. She's special. I'm special to her. She spends a lot of time with me. Now, outside of that, you don't see her ethnic background. You don't see none of that shit. You're a child. You're innocent. And until we adults taper you, that's what it is. Sorry. This video is coming to an end really soon. But the point I'm making is that, we need to first address truth when it comes to America. We need to address the racist acts they have in America. We need to do things that we're not willing to do. And one thing we need to do, above all else, and especially in my city of Charlottesville, Virginia, we need to address racism. I will make a video about that, but not right here. I just want you guys to know that the video I deleted had a lot of stuff on there that probably could have cost me a lawsuit. I don't really have a career, so it really couldn't have ended a career because you can't ruin something that I don't have, But I will say this, that I chunked out a lot of stuff and I deleted it. So, I'm James Williams Jr., Comfort Habit number 2, be seeing you. Because this is 9 minutes of your life that you can't get back.